America in the 1930s was a country mired in economic depression and determined to isolate itself from the growing conflicts in Europe and Asia.
Still scarred by the World War I experience about getting involved in international affairs and having kids come back in coffins.
President Franklin D. Roosevelt had the unenviable task of trying to galvanize support for a national defense effort in a country torn apart by economic depression and other forms of internal strife.
And Roosevelt's purpose was to make the populace more optimistic about the chance of terminating the Depression. They were afraid of communism. They were afraid of fascism. After all, Hitler came in January 33 and Roosevelt in March 33.
When Hitler demanded the return of the Sudetenland, Britain and France, fearful of conflict, agreed not to obstruct Germany's path, so long as Germany would sign a non-aggression pact with the two nations. The fears of Britain and France were realized when Hitler broke the Munich Pact, taking over the rest of Czechoslovakia. The president was asking Congress to revise the laws so that nations at war against aggression could buy war materials from the United States. American industry would churn out $183 billion worth of war material between 1942 and 1945.
And it was Henry Stimson, more than anybody else, that was wise in getting American industry to convert to war production, and that is the profit incentive.
The ominous period of foreign unrest was not quarantined strictly to Europe. The East was also seething with conflict. Japan had invaded Manchuria in 1931. China responded by boycotting Japanese goods, and Japan responded by invading Shanghai.
This is blatant aggression by the Japanese, and it is affecting the interest of not only the United States, but its allies.
Adolf Hitler handing his armistice terms to France.
With the stroke of a pen, President Roosevelt sets in motion the nation's machinery for drafting all men.
This was no ordinary war. This was not going to be a short war.
Following yesterday's shattering and unprovoked attacks by the Japanese, the United States formally declared war on the Empire of Japan.
By 1945, the United States would emerge from its fateful role in World War II as the most powerful nation on the face of the globe.